I'm Rose, and I'm a homosexual. Hey, how's it going? We are joined by Lucie B as we watch But I'm a Cheerleader for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Yeah, so I've got a story about Hastings. Well, I've got two.
Right.
Oh, man.
So, this one...
You said this to me the other day, like it was a juicy...
Yeah, I'll leave that one for second, I think.
Oh,
Because
right.
this is just a quick one last night.
Oh, come on.
Hold on, we're getting a lot of...
Did I
Move your
do-
fucking phone away
I didn't
from
do
the
anything last
thing.
night, did I? I was
No,
alright last
it's
night.
not really what you did. It was just that Hastings was trying to tell a funny, relatable story about doing comedy. This time he opened for world-famous impressionist Anil Desai.
Oh, right.
And it was meant to be a slam on Anil being bad and Hastings not caring about it. But Hastings kept getting to the point where he was about to get to the punchline. He was like, and I did my set. It was a good set. And everyone laughed so hard he had to start the story again. It happened 3 separate times.
You said this last night.
There were just some side eyes.
You don't learn that. You just pick up from the next part of the story.
I need to give the context. I need people to understand the gravitas of what I'm saying.
So then he kept
Words
going.
have impact and meaning.
So then he kept being like, and then I crushed, and you would see people's eyes roll so far out of their body. There was just like a separate pair of eyes. But my favorite...
I had a good set. What did you...
Yeah, sure.
This happened 18 months ago. This is a set from maybe 2 years ago. It went well.
I remember back
So
then.
what I really wanted to talk about is does Rose know this?
No, what?
You said that
The thing about
you
your
said I
your
don't know.
bloodline.
Oh, I can't remember if Rose knows this.
Okay, so
You said I didn't know.
I don't think you do, but
Right.
Hastings told me this.
You can talk, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm so engaged and fascinated by Hastings' bloodline.
We had a couple of guests say they're like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I
there's
have
no
a story about
intros.
Hastings, but I'm not going to share it because that would be
No,
inappropriate.
come on.
But we want to know. what
Don't
it
do me
is.
this way.
Once we start making fun of Hastings, the podcast has started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed.
Anyway, we'll tell the bloodline story.
So
Okay.
I had not heard this, and I've been friends with Hastings for like 5 years, whatever. And
Me,
he-
even longer.
Yeah, he told me that his great grandfather
Yeah.
also used to do stand up comedy.
Right.
He was like a vaudeville piano comedian. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is I haven't fact
Maybe I
checked
did
him.
know that.
I think I've told you.
Yeah.
I haven't fact checked this, but according to what my dad told me, yeah, my great grandfather was like in England, like a long time ago, a vaudeville piano comedian. I found this out like 2 years after starting comedy. Like I didn't know.
Do you think he also did racist material?
Well,
They hated him?
so the story is
Yeah, probably. It was like 100 years ago.
the story is that he bombed so bad, and then
We don't know that he bombed.
he's a Hastings.
No way to know.
Safe to assume.
And the
Yeah,
next day, his grandfather was...
Oh no, there is no next day. He bombed so hard, he went and had a
We
few
don't know
drinks
that he
to
bombed.
commiserate his Hastings bomb.
We're
He was
building a
walking
narrative
around
here.
being like, it was actually fine. And he got drunk, fell asleep on a park bench and froze to death. So bombing is in the Hastings family bloodline.
We don't know that he bombed.
Is this like a potential cautionary look at your future?
I swear,
Yeah.
I feel like Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. Where
Don't
I'm like,
sleep outside, please.
I'm gonna die on that bench. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
So all week we've been trying to keep
Someone
this
says he was
quiet
supposed
so
to
that you would
die.
find out, because then we've just been doing Hastings bits but repurposed
Yeah.
for English.
Imagine if
Right.
So we're like, imagine
Yeah.
being an arse baby.
You sounded like a BBC reporter then.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean... you're
It's
great.
not very family-like to finger someone in a meat freezer.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do me this way. These
I've
are all my
worked-
best lines.
I've worked at the Tesco's family, the Marks and
Oh,
Spencer's family.
don't. No, you
Yeah.
ruined some of my best bits.
You said you don't do those bits anymore.
I do those bits. I don't do butt baby anymore.
Arse baby.
Right.
I do the
Arse
fingering
baby.
thing still. That's still well in the repertoire.
Yeah, I think...
If you're an audience member in Sydney, you're sick of that bit now.
To be fair, no one listens to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you.
I mean, I listened to a bit of it, but now I feel weird.
Yeah.
A bit of it's
Yeah, we
enough.
don't approve of people doing that.
I'm
This is
so
our private
sorry.
conversation.
This
We
is
don't want
real
people to listen to
awkward.
That's why we don't market it at all. We don't want people listening.
No, it's got very few guests come on who actually listen to this.
Yeah.
but it's like you talk about sex movies, and that's kind of my jam.
That's your
Yeah.
field of... Yeah, do you
Yeah.
want to
Sure.
introduce yourself?
Not really.
Well, shouldn't we? Shouldn't you do it?
All right. This is our friend Lucie B. Yay.
That was the worst.
It was great. It was great.
What do you want from me? What do you...
One
Did I
night,
do
one
something wrong?
night,
Hang on,
whilst
there's-
I was very drunk
Oh, yeah.
and a bit high, Hastings took me across the road to a convenience store
Yeah.
to get natural confectionery gummies.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Which we didn't eat.
Because
And
big
I
dogs
left
are,
in our
yeah.
mutual friend's bag, and she
Yeah.
then contacted me the next day and said, "Did you leave natural confectionery gummies in my bag?"
I
And
think I insisted they be natural confectionery
I
gummies
think
because
you
that's
did.
that's my candy of choice. I was on a lot of MDMA though, so I don't.
So
I had no
so was
plans
I.
on eating the gummies.
Yeah, I can't eat on the dingers.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There was a girl who used to work at like the pub that I used to work at, and she lost tons of weight really quickly. And all the like old grubs at the pub like, "How you doing it, Dal?" And she couldn't be like, "I just eat pills on the weekend." Like, I just
Yeah.
don't eat.
Jamie, maybe you should get into stimulant drugs.
No.
Maybe it'd be good for you.
It's illegal.
Maybe it'd be trim you down a little.
Nah, I'd probably just eat faster
So I
with
actually,
more efficiency.
I actually have my stimulants like prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah.
So I get dexamphetamines
I love
via the
Dexes,
chemist.
dude.
And the thing is, no, but they've lost any impact on me now. So everyone takes a Dex and they're like, yeah, I'm going so fast. And I'm just there going, I did all my housework in the order at which I wrote it on this notepad.
That's
from
good,
1
though.
to
That's
10.
what they want.
No, it's so boring. It's so boring. My life has lost all meaning. It's terrible.
I took a Dexy last night because I got too stoned watching professional wrestling and I had a party to go to. So I was like, well, I need
This is
to.
a very you story.
Yeah, I nailed that party though. I was actually on fire. I was crushing at the party.
He was until eventually,
a certain story came
eventually
out.
the tides turned and everyone started bullying.
I was crushing for a little bit there.
He was crushing for a little bit.
And then you were just crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's...
Somewhere
apt.
around Hastings trying to say that he had a good set. You could see the blood in the water.
I'm actually like a perfectly competent comedian.
Yeah, you're fine, man.
I'm a good comic.
It's fun having him like as a pet that sometimes you just stroke and be like, I actually think you're great. And he's just like, thank you.
Isn't there like no money in it anyway? So competence really what you want to strive for?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I'm more about the art.
Yeah.
More about the...
We don't do this for the money.
Yeah.
That's
baby.
why I
I
make
do it-
porn. It's the art.
I do it-
It's the art.
I do it for the laughs. Do you have...
That's why I do
In
porn.
working with porn, right? So, like, we have, like... Within comedians, like, I would say a lot of comedians are pretty realistic and down to earth what we're doing, and like half of comedians are like, I'm just trying to get the truth out there. Like, they take it way too seriously, way too earnestly. They make it
For
kind
a
of
thing
like...
that's about laughing.
Yeah. For a thing that's supposed to just be like a fun thing. Do you find people into that with like porn? People are like, it's like a magical thing.
There's a lot of arty wanky shit out there, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, as someone who watched a lot of porn before they started making porn, like I'm just
I
in it
assume
for the
most people-
masturbation, and
Yeah.
then I'm working on my own stuff now, and it's like I'm really upset because it's getting slightly arty, and I'm like really angry at myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can't have this. Like
are the people
5 more cum shots, so I feel
You
better.
don't want to do hack porn,
Does everyone who... do
No,
the
but
people-
isn't that hack porn is better in this case, right?
I would say so.
Yeah,
At least
well,
from
it's
a viewing
more the
standpoint.
classics,
Yeah,
right?
you want, you
Well,
want,
you
you want
can
the pull
enter-
out and reveal. If you know what I mean.
You can enter the hack porn in like film festivals. So a lot of
Right.
modern film festivals have like an erotic section. It's
Yeah,
basically
right.
like you take the porn you made, cut out all the good bits, and then just slow it down, make it black and white, and put some music in the background, and like you're winning awards.
Man.
A Gaspanov film.
I think I want to get into film now.
I would recommend it.
Are the people who make like the art porn, are they like more like pretentious and artistry than like artisty? Like the people who like, the Bill Hicks of the porn world?
I think yes and no. I think some people just like fall into it, and
Yeah.
then some people get real intense, and it's more about like we want it to be realistic and we want it to be like healthy and this, that, and the other, and I'm like, oh, okay. I have those goals
Yeah.
myself, but I like think of why people are watching this content.
Yeah.
Why are people
Yeah, it's
engaging?
a pretty utilitarian, like it's a pretty
Like,
pretty functional
a
piece
lot of
of
people
art.
are going to
Yeah.
skip to the good bits.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so you kind of, if you want to make it like semi-educational, you want to like have people
Educational.
not doing dumb shit because of it, then like you probably want to get that in the start.
Picture dumb shit and like Johnny Knoxville. Like, hey, this is an asshole. Welcome to Jackass. Just diving off a diving board.
Yeah.
I've been shooting a scene in an apartment building.
So Jackass is jack off.
Yeah.
And window washers rocked up.
Hell yeah.
And it was like
the best day of their life.
Like it was like it was very hard. Like you couldn't. It wasn't one of those situations where you could jump up and be like, I was just doing something else. I was in like a 70s style leopard skin bucket chair.
Yeah.
With my legs spread, with some guy's face between them,
Great.
and there was a big reflector, 2 cameras, and about 3 to 4 other people who were not naked.
That's kind of like a meta porn script.
I was going to say it's kind of like a hat and a hat. Like the window
It's like,
washer
it meant,
man
like
who
you
just-
could make a porn about someone filming porn, but then the window
Yeah.
washers.
Yeah,
the window
right.
washers came at the exact same time as the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like,
I've shot a pizza delivery scene.
Really?
And
yeah.
for most
They
of
still
my
do that.
for most of my career, guys will come up to me when they meet me in public, and I'm not just talking about like at Sexpo or something, at like fucking geek conventions and shit. They'll be like, 2 pizzas, please, and I'll be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Man.
But I also a scene I did in the UK for Fake Taxi got made into a meme recently, and that
really?
will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's pretty funny.
What's the meme?
Even in the days of Tumblr shutting porn down.
Oh
it's still
yeah,
happened.
that was a smart choice. That went really well for them. Good job, Verizon. Anyway, but basically at the start of the scene, the guy Jono says, "Are you sure you're 18?" And I say, "Do you want to check my ID? Because I'm the queen of sass." And they've turned that into a meme because I look quite young. And everyone's like, "She fucking looks 14." I was 24. And I just dressed that way. So, like, that was harsh. And
That's pretty funny.
I had to tweet recently, like, to the Fake Taxi official account. They're like, can you just make a tweet so everyone knows that you were actually 18? But some rapper from the US retweeted it, and then someone also retweeted it recently when there was that sex scene in Game of Thrones, and everyone was like checking the age of that actress, and someone retweeted that. And yeah, it's I mean, look, it's on my CV. It's on
I've
my
seen the
porn
meme.
CV.
The meme did come up in my Twitter.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
wasn't
I
the
was like,
yeah,
first
I know.
time.
Adding that in your milestones on Facebook and became
But I get, if I go into my Instagram, like other messages, like, and I try not to. It's a
I
dark
think
place.
that's
yeah.
But it's
why
like,
Hastings
are
is
you
weird.
sure you're 18? Are you sure?
Yeah.
And every 5 seconds, and people seem to think they're really,
Yeah.
really clever by doing that.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
like, I'm more like spendings.
yes, it's exactly like that, and I hate it. I hate them all. I'm pushing 30. Like, come on.
Jamie, I'm
getting
gonna renovate my whole house so that it looks like the inside of a porn star's DMs, because that's where I live.
I mean, it already looks like that.
Yeah. And you already live there.
Just get some shag pile carpet and start renting it out as a porn set.
Yeah, I mean,
that's-
sure, that is the path we're headed in. I think.
How many Funko Pops can you have in one porn shot?
I think we'd be talking to the expert.
Yeah,
in that
I
yeah.
mean,
question,
you
right?
need to understand, like,
How big are
there's a
Funkos in
blooper.
your life?
They're too big. They shouldn't be this big. It's shameful.
Vindication.
I sat in another scene I shot. I got pushed into a chair, and the chair bumped up against a bookshelf, and one of my own figurines and 2 other Pop Funkos fell into my lap and onto my head, followed by a camera.
Fuck yeah.
That's on the internet. That's sexy.
What Funko Pops fell down?
I think it was Jean Grey. It was Phoenix.
Man, that's sick.
I have a large Phoenix collection.
Jeez, that movie's coming out soon.
It's gonna be shit.
I don't think it's going to be that
It's
great.
gonna be really shit.
Isn't it gonna? Isn't it gonna be the last one they make before it all goes?
Yeah,
to
I'm pretty
Marvel,
sure.
right?
Or it could be the last one that they just don't release, and I will be happy. I'm going to see it in gold class purely because you can get a bottle of wine there.
Yeah, very,
Enough
very.
pain that you're
It'll be
feeling.
crazy if they fuck up Dark Phoenix twice. Like, they've already done it with The Last Stand.
The guy who is directing this was the guy who co-wrote The Last Stand. So
Yeah.
Yeah, even I know the last.
It's
Stand
David
is bad.
Goyer, right?
But what a redemption!
No.
Is it not David Goyer?
What a redemption story for that guy if it turns out to be good.
it's his directorial debut.
Ah, okay.
So it'd be like
Just-
if George
yeah.
Lucas did the next trilogy and nailed it. Yeah, I still got it.
I mean, if the next trilogy is anything like the last season of Game of Thrones, it's going to be so great.
I was very excited when the Game of Thrones finale happened in my office because everyone in the office was talking about it, which meant like the pressure was off me for a little bit. People went
pressure.
like to do work. Like,
Oh, right. I thought you meant to have conversation.
no, God, no. I live for attention.
I had a lot of fun in my office as I just stood up in the middle of the day and like, did anyone see in Game of Thrones when everyone was like, no?
Every time I
Man, you
tweet,
suck.
every time I tweet about anything to do with pop culture, there'll be half a dozen guys who follow me for the nudes and the occasional pop culture references, being like, no spoilers, and I'm like, the one time in my life where I feel compelled to say, do you know who I am? Because
That's crazy because I say that every day.
Yeah. Different context for you.
Do you know who I am?
And the answer is always no.
People sometimes know who I am. Pat Doherty knows who the fuck I
No,
am.
he does not.
It's like he doesn't. I'm Andrew fucking Hastings.
Sure.
I'm Andrew fucking Nah, I'm not going to get
So
into
you
that
didn't
bit. I'll
like
get
the
to it.
Game of Thrones last season?
It was a bit shit, hey.
It was rushed.
Did you
was
watch
rushed.
it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watched it.
Oh, man, you've been keeping being a Thrones head a secret this whole
Oh,
time.
because I don't think I.
We could have quadrupled our listenership.
Well, I just don't think I'd classify myself as a Thrones head. I have always thought it was enjoyable, but like fine.
Jamie
Yeah.
lives a pretty normie life outside of comedy. Like,
Yeah,
watching
you
Game
are.
of
You're a
Thrones
normie,
is-
too.
Oh shit, dude.
How,
Wait, you mean I'm not woke? Fuck.
How do you define normie?
I don't
What's
know.
normie?
Someone that
It's like-
doesn't
it's like-
fucking live on MDMA.
It's like having a take on like which friend you are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Chandler.
alright.
Chandler?
Yeah.
Chandler.
Chandler.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm
We were
a
talking
I'm
about
a
friends.
Monica.
We were talking about
We-
friends last night.
I
Yeah.
hate Friends, so I can't comment.
That
Yeah.
means you're not a normie then. You don't have a take.
God damn it.
Yeah, we actually had a long conversation about Friends last night. Now
Yeah.
that you bring it up.
It was quite intellectual.
Yeah.
How?
It was
We
who
were
had-
kinda-
It was who had the biggest cock energy.
Yeah.
And the answer is Gunther.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of co-leading the table on a conversation.
Yeah.
People were
You're
coming to
Gunther.
us for answers.
Yeah.
You're Gunther.
Yeah, I know. I got real Gunther energy.
Yeah. Should we start talking about this movie? It was great.
Fuck, I forgot we were talking about a movie.
Well, do you want to start the show?
I don't have my phone.
Oh.
Can you read the?
Sweet
I'll look it
Christ.
up. Hold on. All right. Well, riff Hastings.
No,
Mush.
something did happen. Oh yeah, I've been hanging out with this girl this last few days. Who's down here on a holiday from Melbourne, and I kept making jokes about what a dead shit I am. And she was like, "You don't need to always be putting yourself down. Like, I don't think you're a dead shit. You haven't done anything to suggest to me that
doesn't
you're
know
a
you-
dead
she
shit."
doesn't know you
and
well
I was
enough.
just like, "Dude, you don't know." It was very sweet to have someone
I
have a
met
bit
my
of faith in
friend's baby
me.
yesterday. That was pretty wholesome.
Oh yeah.
It was good because it confirmed to me. I was like, I love you. You're the most precious thing ever. But fuck, I am not ready to be a parent.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff for them to do.
I'd rather be dead.
I also didn't realize this. I turned up and my friend was breastfeeding her, and she'd been going for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I didn't
fuck me.
realize it went that long.
That's a slow drip. I
That's
reckon.
crazy.
I keep getting told that if I'm going to have kids, there's this assumption that you'll have to leave the sex industry, but fuck no. Lactation fetishists are everywhere. Pregnancy fetishists are everywhere, and that
Yeah.
kid is going to pay its own way before.
Oh
it's
my
even
lord.
born.
Yeah, fuck
Pregnancy
yeah, you don't even
is
need
in
the
like
baby
the top
bonus.
category.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking
Yes.
the lactation was the one that got me. I was
As
like,
long as
oof.
my child doesn't starve, then there is enough for everybody.
Oh,
Oof.
yeah.
Yeah, right. That's rough. I mean, yeah.
I've got to
fair-
be practical,
No, fair
okay?
play.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, I'm getting older.
Yeah. You ever been hooking up with someone and there's just been like a little bit of like a? I've had that where I've got like a little.
Okay,
little
where's
bit
it
of
coming
what?
from? Because that's happened to me a lot of times.
The nipple.
You need to understand that Hastings is making like a splash motion towards his face.
And also
Yes.
looking kind of grossed out while you do it.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
It was a little gross.
Okay, it's never come from the nipple. It's
I
come
understand what
from
it
other
is.
places for me.
Yeah. No. Sure.
Have you not had that problem?
I'm saying I can come. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying you
coming.
haven't had splashing from other
No,
people's
yeah,
genitals
you know, from like
on your
them,
face.
from
That's
down
not.
there,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's all under control. Don't
You know
worry
when-
about what I'm doing.
When
down
a woman
there.
is aroused, they get wet.
I'm
Andrew.
talking
Have you
about-
ever felt
I'm
that
talking- have you
sensation?
ever, you've been sucking on a titty, and you got a bit of a, bit of a splash.
That's been a fun new wrinkle. People grab my titties while
That's
we're
a
having
thing.
sex now.
That's
Yeah, right.
isn't that great?
It's fun.
Do you sometimes just grab your own?
Oh, fucking all
I
day.
play with them all the time. I
All
just get
day.
bored.
I get chastised for it. Just
Yeah,
sitting there,
titties.
just, like,
So no
holding
one's
them
had,
up
also
like that.
had this lactation thing. It was kind of weird. It's kind of freaking me out now.
No.
No, I haven't.
No.
I
Yeah,
googled it and apparently it's normal.
I mean, I'm sure it is. It's
was
just
weird.
never happened to me.
Yeah.
It happened to me once.
To me.
Freaked me out.
Anyway,
yes.
what What's that
Welcome
show
to We'll
called?
Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All podcast about
Welcome
teen
to the
sex
worst
comedies.
podcast, worst episode. We're doing a movie.
This is already definitely not the worst episode. Like we've done some shit.
We're doing But I'm a Cheerleader. But I'm a Cheerleader is a 1999 American satirical romantic comedy film directed by Jamie Babbitt and written by Brian Wayne Peterson. Natasha Lyonne stars as Megan Bloomfield, a high school cheerleader whose parents send her to a residential inpatient conversion therapy camp to cure her lesbianism.
Wow, what a fucking great movie.
Yeah, I'm
So
going to
good.
go ahead and says this ticks a lot of the boxes for the big dog.
I can't believe I'd never... Like, this would have been so helpful to me in my youth.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'd never seen it before.
It
I'm gonna
was
go ahead and repeat.
real helpful to me.
Ticks a lot of the boxes. One of those boxes would have been real helpful to me as well in my youth.
Yeah, I imagine if I can't believe it kind of
I think I would have
stayed.
masturbated to it, Rose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's what I thought
Wow.
because I'd never heard of it, and I thought if we all discovered it in 1999 or whatever,
Oh, yeah, that would've
it would be
been-
like getting passed around, being like
That would have been.
There'd be like, there's lesbians in this, and then like 30
Yeah.
minutes in, people would be like,
Yeah, that would have been a big day
This
for
isn't
little
what I
Hastings.
imagined.
yeah, this isn't what I imagined lesbian porn to be like. But
Yeah, no.
Well, it was exactly what I imagined lesbian
Yeah.
porn to be like, but that's fine.
And went on to make.
Yeah.
I used to make out with girls a lot in my youth
Sick.
in order.
Me too, dude.
I did.
Well done, but in
Wish
order
I
to
I didn't.
entertain the guys
Oh, yeah.
around me, and
Yeah.
then
I
I
love
watched
being
this
one of those
movie
guys.
and realized that I could just make out with girls
For the fun
for
of
the
it.
sake of making out
Yeah.
with girls,
Yeah, it makes sense.
which led to doing other things with girls. But I have to
Sick.
say, like, that slow motion, like, chick habit playing as like slow motion of cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was both educational and enlightening for me
Yeah. No,
in
that's
so many ways.
big stuff. Very, yeah, damn. I
That sounded so dismissive.
no, I'm saying like, oh, shut up. I'm saying,
Let's get back to this splash thing.
yeah.
No, I was gonna say, no, I lost it. Never mind. Nah, move on.
There were I loved it. There were a couple of things that I wish kind of got resolved. Like
Did they come?
that they all got converted at the end.
yeah. That was where.
But did it work?
That's where I hoped it was heading.
Yeah.
No, the sort of the character that like it sort of revealed to be trans
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
runs off and is never seen again.
Yeah.
So there's no resolution
Oh,
for
Yeah,
yeah.
it
them
was
at all.
1999. They didn't know what to do with that
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
true.
Yeah,
But
they
good on
did.
them for at least like
Yeah.
including that part of it. But
Didn't
also,
you not see
like,
the credits where it's like the trans person will return in?
in the sequel?
Yeah.
But I'm a trans cheerleader.
Yeah. But the RuPaul, which fucking great casting as
Masculinity
is that
coach
character,
RuPaul.
yeah.
It's
RuPaul
very
is my
funny.
favorite part of this.
he also infinitely looked so much more manly with a goatee.
Yeah,
but,
I think most do.
yeah, but
I would say most people would look more manly. with
Okay,
a
it can
goatee.
go one of two ways. You can look manly or you can look predatory,
Yeah.
and it's a
It's a very
fine
yeah.
line.
It's a tightrope.
yeah, it's real big. But him
I'm gonna bring
and
the goatee back.
Oh God,
him
please
and
don't.
the son, they should
yeah,
they
yeah.
should have fucked.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to see them jumping in the back of the van. At the
Yeah,
end,
totally.
too. Or
Yeah.
just behind a tree would have also been fine.
Yeah, I really liked the scene in the gay bar. It reminded me a lot of the first time I went to like a gay bar on the Gold Coast on a Tuesday night, and it was
Had
just
some
very like,
confused
it's-
feelings.
No. It was just very like it's like
you
not
made out with someone.
like when you're a kid, you hear about a gay bar, you imagine like Ark on a Saturday night, like that's
Yeah.
what the image is. But you actually see it, it's like it's just a pub with
Yeah.
some flags and old men kissing.
you think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
What are old
steel
men
mill
kissing?
from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was picturing the steel mill.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah,
Simpsons.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was
Everybody,
like,
Everybody
oh,
dance.
everybody's
These are just a
wearing-
bunch of old dudes who love Cher.
Everyone's
Yeah.
wearing the white singlet with the like little
Yeah.
denim shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but also
That's what I was hoping for.
No, it's
the
just people
more-
listening to Sleater Kinney. Just-
the more
Sadie Kinney.
experienced lesbian, like seeing you across the room and immediately zoning in. Like I had a lot of those kinds of experiences where I'd just wander in and they'd be like fresh meat, and I was confused and young and didn't know what I was doing.
I
And
walk
then,
into lesbian bars and they don't seem to include me.
well,
I get that, but it's dudes who sell
that's
weed.
because they're fucked,
Yeah.
or not, as it were. And maybe if they were, things would be a lot
When
better.
I walk into a bar, if a guy sells
They
weed,
need,
he
what
just
is it?
locks
They
on.
need a dick. What was the expression that we missed off on?
What is it? Dick me dead and bury me pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that in another movie about wrestling. So there you go.
God.
Lena
Wrestling.
Headey was saying it.
Go on.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh, was this
Cersei-
fighting with my
Cersei
family?
standing there. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't
Cersei
seen that yet.
standing there saying, "Dig me dead, bury me
I
pregnant."
haven't seen that. I don't like watching fiction about pro wrestling because I'm too close to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get too mad about I get too no, that's not how it would. Shut up. Show more about the backstage politics.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm too whatever.
What
about
if
it.
you pitched a TV series where it was like kind of what's that fucking terrible show about stand up? I'm dying up here.
Yeah,
but
but
like a
about pro
backstage
wrestlers.
look at pro wrestling.
That's a cool idea.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, a
All
bit
right.
better as a reality show.
Yeah, let's stop
Dude,
it.
don't
and
fuck
go
a sitcom.
right.
Make it a reality show.
No,
Make it
don't
actual
do a
wrestlers.
reality show.
But then they would just
Dramatize
own it and then script it like they do with all the others.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You make an unauthorized Andrew
Yeah,
Hastings.
I just
one.
want a job writing for WWE.
Yeah, man. No, I really don't. It sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does.
So I thought the sex scene was pretty weak. Like it was
Yes.
beautiful. It was like
Yeah.
very much in those, back then to anyone who was
Yeah.
queer and like coming out, it definitely captured the tension
You wanted more
and those.
spitting.
But no, yeah, kind of.
It was
I mean,
it was weird.
You
It
wanted
was
more,
very
you wanted
weirdly
a bit more
shot.
visceral.
every
Where's the
fucking
strap-on?
lesbian
Yeah.
sex scene ever seems to just
Yeah.
be a lot of thigh kissing and like
Yeah.
cupping each other's faces.
It
And
always
then-
has like a
There's
Greek
not-
marble statue vibe to it. A lot of like calves rubbing against calves.
Yeah,
Like,
and
It's
then
not the
we've got-
awkward moment where you got to go and get the wand out of the drawer.
Mine's plugged in beside my bed at all times. I'd recommend that. And
Yeah.
if you can't get a power board, you lazy shits.
That is genuinely an annoying thing when I was like, excuse me, I just have to duck into the bathroom and get the strap-on out of the bag.
I have a
Yeah.
collection.
You try doing it with Viagra, man. It's brutal. Just give me. It's gonna be 20.
I've seen you, like you and I have been like walking home, and like I'm coming here, you're going to your house with some girl, and I can see you like slyly trying to pop a Viagra on the way back.
Jesus.
What?
You were like
Yeah, one time I asked
you
you,
were
I
like
was-
quietly like asking for like a sip of my drink so you could.
Like, I'm actually disgusted
You're
that
just
you're
like-
not timing this better. That's
yeah.
actually my concern.
Well, no. It's 'cause-
I like the idea that you're just so
Sometimes decisions-
basic with it. Like, look over there. And then-
Because if I live 100 meters away, it's like, yeah, you gotta.
Okay, so, I mean, that would work. And if it doesn't happen, then you're going to spend your entire night nursing a raging stivvy.
the way
That's uncomfortable.
my go-to move.
I think this is the first time someone said stiffy on this podcast.
great
How did
word.
it take so long?
If I'm on a date, I'll do it in the bathroom at the pub just before we leave. If I'm making a booty
Smooth.
call, it'll be in the Uber there.
You know, Hastings has taken Viagra to beat off before, right? Because
I
he
was
couldn't
on
get
cocaine.
an erection. Yeah.
I can understand that.
and empty. I've done it a lot of times.
We know.
I've been
I'm only on drugs.
off my face on cocaine, and I've had a doxy, and this is something that you plug into the wall and sounds like it's a fucking engine. It's like vroom, vroom. You can crank that shit and still not been able to come, and just been like, there's something wrong with
Cocaine's
this.
brutal,
And then I'm
dude.
having a bad trip, and it's awkward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Whatever. It's like a cool way to. It's my Viagra. I'll do what I want with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a song.
yeah.
I'm interested to hear what you thought of the movie, Rose. Like, because this is the first time you watched it?
Yes.
Ah, right.
Well, you don't want my opinion of the movie?
Not at
you
all.
Don't want my, you don't want to. I'll give it 5 boners out of 5. What do you-
Chicks were hot.
It's also like got like kind of a cool gothy emo chick and like a Tim Burton-y kind of color scheme thing going on. That's all sick.
So I was supposed to punch you if you said Tim
Yeah, I
Burton-esque.
was. Yeah,
My
I
foot
already
is
had.
right near your face.
Whatever.
Right now.
It's
It
got
is.
that like kind of campy vibe. It's got that like sort of like goth. Like emos love that shit. I love this movie.
In answer to the question, did the conversion work though? I mean, they're all wearing like PVC at the end, so I think we can say a sound no.
Yeah, categorically.
I think it's also been like proven that it doesn't work. Like it's a real thing that exists.
And the
we know it
goth
doesn't
chick's
work.
got like a cattle prod. She's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
masturbating to a sock, and I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever works,
Yeah,
babe.
that's going to become a kink later.
The thing
Whatever
where they
works.
were, yeah, honestly, the thing where they were electrocuting themselves when I was watching it, I was like, oh no, like, it's that's not something you want to realize you're into about
PVC
yourself.
and cattle
Yeah.
prods. That's S&M.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
what
know.
did they think they were achieving?
Yeah,
Adventurous.
that rules.
Well, maybe that was part of it, the misguided things that
Anyway.
they do to try and stop you.
Anyway, no, Rose, we don't want to hear about your, interesting and original take on your unique perspective on this movie. I want to talk more about how it gave me a boner.
What I wanted to talk about was,
Yeah, please.
which I thought was very funny, was the scene at the start where she's making out with the guy in the car, which is the picture of what it's like to make out with Andrew Hastings.
Come on, dog.
Like you,
Not do me.
that is
Eyes open, 1,000 miles step.
yeah. That was like as soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm so excited.
What? This is a diss on you. I can't believe you were trying.
I wasn't.
You were trying.
I was not trying.
Oof.
Whatever.
It's just you just go in like full tongue, mouth so open.
I'm a tender, intimate, gentle, soft lover.
Fantastic.
I can't wait for you to finally get to the point where you can finally tell him you didn't enjoy it. I've been slowly watching you like be more dismissive of it.
He needs this. I thought it was great.
I mean, you've just spoken to us about taking Viagra, so soft is accurate.
Oh, come on, dog.
I don't
What is
know
going
about
on?
Oh boy.
Oh man, everyone so loves to just dunk on me. I don't know what I do to bring it on myself. Sure, maybe it's the life I lead and the decisions I make and the way I look.
But do you know what? I found
But what was the third thing you said?
But I am not a communist.
I actually found that starting scene like genuinely terrifying because and almost a bit too real because I was going back in my mind thinking of all the times where that had happened to me, and I was looking at his tongue and I was like, I think I'm going to be ill. Like I'm just like yeah. 1,000 Mile Stare.
Hastings just taking notes, being like, how to fuck better.
He's like, damn, dude, this guy kisses real good.
Yeah.
Damn, dog. Give it to her.
I like his wide
I'm
stance.
trying to high five the TV.
And later he does it near the locker, like he's making out with her, and she's like, don't you hate it when they do that? And Michelle Williams is just like, oh, I think it's kind of fun. And I'm like, how? Because clearly what you just saw looks nothing like fun. Are they all doing it that way? I have broader questions about the state of
The
sexual
universe.
affairs at this high school.
I love to lead with the tongue. Make that be the first thing.
Where else should I be leading by?
Just kind of mash your faces together first and then get the tongue involved.
Yeah.
Not like the tip of the tongue slowly reaching to like...
We're teaching Andrew
like,
how
it's
to
like,
kiss.
like that painting, like the hand of God or whatever, where the two hands are just going to touch.
Oh man, a couple of weeks ago, I was
the creation of Adam. Is
Yvette
what
was
that
out for the
painting's
night, and I'd been out, and I got home, and I'd had a couple of Dexies that night, and Yvette was out, so I was free to invite someone over. This girl I hadn't seen for a while, hit her up. She came over, and I thought the Dexies had worn off, and I'd been smoking weed. So
I feel like this is going to be a vintage Andy story.
Anyway,
I think I know what it is.
We're making out, so having sex. She's on top, and then she stops and she goes, "Did you have a lot of cocaine tonight?" And I was like, "Oh no, none, not at all." And she was like, "'Cause you're chewing your face off." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even notice, whatever." And we she's like, "No, seriously, you seem really fucked up." And then I was like, "I had a couple of Dexies because I was tired, but I'm fine." And she was like, "No, all right." But yeah, and then the vibe was real weird.
That's a bad moment for you because clearly
And you're still inside her
You
at
were
this
coming
point?
across
Oh,
as a
yeah.
bit,
When the vibe's getting
scary, which you don't want to be doing.
I know, it was fine.
Especially chewing your face off, being like, there's nothing wrong with me.
I'm okay. I'm alert.
She stuck
What's your problem?
she hung
She
around.
saw it
we
through.
hooked up again. We
That's
smoked some
what
weed.
I'm
It was good
Yeah,
night.
that's maybe the saddest part.
Yeah.
It's just...
Andrew
have a moment of
Hastings,
silence
we
for this
endure.
Yeah, pour one out.
God.
Yeah, but no, she had a good time. She stuck around. It was just the vibe was just a little weird. And then she was like, "Can I borrow a shirt?" I got whiskey all over my shirt, and I lent her a shirt.
You got.
She's
I
like,
thought
you do
before-
too much cocaine, but also I just
Yeah,
spilled
she was
bourbon
she
all
was
over
pouring
myself.
whiskey on herself apparently. And she's like, "Can I borrow a shirt?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Then she was like, "I'm not sure if I'll sleep over," and I was like, "Yeah, you can leave or you can stay, whatever."
Wait, this story's not done.
No. So anyway, I'm like, all right. Then she's like, all right, I'll sleep over. I went to sleep. I woke up 2 hours later and she was gone. I think she waited till I was asleep and then snuck out. It was 2 hours. Why would she have? I don't know. I told her she could go. I don't know.
You're chewing your face in your sleep. What did you do?
Maybe it was maybe I was just breathing really heavily in my sleep because I have respiratory problems. Maybe I was snoring.
He's asleep, chewing his face off, and
But
just
yeah,
going,
she's
"It was
just
fine. It was fine."
He's just sleep muttering, "I'm a confident comedian. I'm very
No,
confident."
but the fact that someone said to you, "You're chewing your face off," and you're like, and then the vibe got weird, as if that's a little unusual.
Yeah.
If someone says that during sex, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be considered an issue.
It was fine. fine.
You should have tried to turn it into kinky and be like, oh, I'm sorry, you should be chewing my face off. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Sound
would have
something I'd
projectile
say.
vomited and then left at that point. Like,
I just assume this is what he likes.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I wasn't actually high. Like I was pretty much straight. Just my jaw was
Your
still
face
going.
betrayed you.
My face betrayed me. No. Anyway, it was all fine.
What's the one? Oh, fuck. Hastings was telling me yesterday that I thought it was going to be this sex story because it also involved Ritalin or Dexies or something. Some woman came over to Hastings' house and was like, yeah, let's fuck. And Hastings took a Dexy and they were talking about the video game Pikachu.
Oh, Pokemon.
They're talking about Pokemon. And Hastings,
Pokemon.
Hastings stalled the lovemaking for 25 minutes because he told the woman that he could list all 150. And she was like, I don't care. And he was like,
Fucking do it.
1, PG. And then they just and made her stop.
But I had
Okay.
to get
Take
clues
notes.
on the ones I couldn't
okay,
get.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
Yeah.
That would have been an acceptable reason to me
Yeah.
for pausing.
I was on a lot of Ritalin. I was like, no, I need to list them.
I
the
feel
coital
like-
leader.
I feel like I'm low
Bulbasaur,
on
Ivysaur,
content for the
Venusaur.
next episode.
Yeah.
I want that live on the pod.
Yeah, sure. I needed clues. Like it took ages. Like I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, what comes after Taurus? And she'd be like, it's pink, and I'd be like, it's
No,
wiggly
make him
tough.
sing the poker up.
I can't do the
yeah.
poker app. I can't.
Why not?
I don't know how it goes.
We'll fucking learn that.
Yeah, I remember.
You got 20 minutes.
Yeah, oh man, kill me. What if Eminem did the poker app?
That'd be sick.
Put some slurs in it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. They should do Venom. But
He
it's
actually
Pokemon.
never really used slurs. I used like gay slurs. He never used the N word.
I think he did once before, like, he was, you know.
They're edited out of the recording.
Really?
Yeah, it goes blank.
Interesting. I always thought he never said it.
No, I think he said it once. And, like,
I know he uses gay
and
words
he,
a lot, though.
he
Yeah.
said it once in, like, Infinite, maybe, and got real dragged for it, so he stopped.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
I think the fact that you had to say, I don't know if it's a hot take, means it's not a hot take.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hot
Just-
take. I think it's bad when Eminem says the N word. I
Yeah.
don't know. Really not
People
real
have
talk
been
now.
saying that
think
for a
that's a hot
while.
take. Is also
Another
probably not a hot
left-wing
take.
masturbatory aid. It's bad to say the N-word.
Hey guys, I think that the gay community should be able to get married.
Man. You're really playing
So-
T-ball there, aren't you? You're really- All right.
Like that became a thing in comedy for a while. It was like hack woke.
Oh, man, it was the worst. I saw some so fucking... Man, I can just say his name, right? Who gives
Yeah,
a shit,
you can
right?
say Sando's name.
No. He was... It's Sean Ticehurst.
Oh, right.
Oh right, yeah, no, well, let's totally drag it.
Yeah, him, like the review he got where he goes...
He spends so much time trying to assure you that he's okay, that he doesn't have a problem with gay people, that you start to think, hey, I think this guy has a problem with gay people.
Yeah, the whole thing was like, hey, I'm not into it, mate. I'm not into it. But one time I just like went upstairs and he was just yelling about gay marriage. I think he even literally did the like, if you want to be a fag, be a fag. Like I think he even
no.
like horrible shit, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, no good.
Speaking of which, I wanted to get into that on this podcast, is like, because you're gay.
Famously.
Yeah.
You're
Like
gay-
maybe
you're
we've
gay
got to
now,
run
Jamie?
through the 5 steps.
Yeah, what were they again? I was kind of on my phone.
Oh,
so-
your steps to convert Jamie back to
So
heterosexuality.
first you need
Yeah.
to admit that you've got a problem.
Yeah, so you have
But
to
I
admit,
don't.
You have to admit that you're gay.
But I don't.
Jamie, admit that you're gay.
Okay, I'm gay.
No,
Okay, we've got that.
there's phrasing here. I'm a homosexual.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a homosexual.
Haha, I got it on recording.
Dick punch.
That is a running joke in the Sydney Comedy Girls group chat, is that Jamie's bisexual.
Yeah, I've heard that. The talk of the town.
Yeah, I know.
They all want it to be so true.
Yeah, I know. And I want it to be
You'd be the
true
most-
too, so I
yeah.
can get more spots.
I
at
would love
different rooms. Imagine all the queer comedy rooms I could do if it was true.
Yeah, baby.
I don't want to get caught in the lie though. So
Yeah.
let's go have sex, Hastings.
All right.
You've made out.
If I had to pick one person to have sex with as a man, it would be Andrew Hastings.
Is it because you know you'd be so much better than him?
Oh, come on, man.
No, it's because
No,
it'd
it's
be real
because-
fast.
Because I know we could both.
Yeah, it'd be over real quick.
I mean, and I
Man,
know you
this
don't
is
have to
brutal.
put. You,
Sorry.
you really don't have to put much energy into it either with
Yeah,
Hastings.
yeah.
I think.
What are you talking about?
Just be careful.
I'm
He
a
starts
needy
chewing his
lover.
face
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
Time to leave.
Okay, I'm actually...
The idea of you being tender is actually very fun.
I'm both a competent comedian and lover.
Yeah, but tender sounds wrong.
So what do you
Yeah.
mean by tender? Do you like touch their face a lot?
That's his. That's
Yeah.
always his thing. Is
Do you have a
I touch the
feather?
face, so I
Unchained
must be
Melody
tender.
is always playing.
Oh god. Okay. Do you say making love?
Oh yeah.
fucking
It's
kill
all done
me.
in real soft camera focus
Who
somewhere.
do you make love to?
I'm my betrothed, my sweetie, my darling.
All right. What's step 2?
What was it? I don't have my phone. I feel like if
Oh
you
my
googled
God.
it, you could.
Shoot.
Alright.
sorry.
Step two the figure out your root thing? Was that?
Yeah,
that
your
one?
root. And they
Yeah.
kept saying figure out your root. And I was like, I do not think this means.
Yeah.
What do you think it means?
We figured it out.
Like, I can tell you what my root was.
Whoa, what is it?
It was literally
this movie?
It was a root. Like
Oh, right.
no, it was. I mean, it was partially that movie, and also like I did a bit of dancing when I was growing up, and when you're around a lot of scantily clad women, like for
Yeah.
ballroom and stuff, in a sexually heightened atmosphere, it's do you pay attention to things?
Hey Jamie, when did
find
you
it.
realize you were straight?
I think it was always in me, you know. I don't think it's a
just knew?
choice. Yeah, I don't
Did
think
you,
it's a
did you ever
choice.
put any like serious thought into like am I gay, bi, anything like that?
No, never. I
Right.
don't think so. My parents probably did more than me.
What
They made you do ballet.
yeah, dude.
when we were like young teens, my sister and I, Mum used to always give us that. I don't care if you're gay.
Yeah.
I just want grandkids.
Man, you really got unlucky on this one.
Yeah, right.
I never had this conversation, and I've like had to come out a few times. Like I came out as bisexual, and then I came out as a sex worker, but I didn't really come out as a sex worker in the sense that I told people that mattered, and then my extended family found out because I went on national television, and that covered it. Really.
Oh yes, I did. I watched that.
Kill
It was
two
great.
birds with which one? There's been so many.
You can't ask that.
Yes, and I'm the ABC's friendly neighborhood hooker. It's great. But also like coming out as non-binary, and I think my mother just didn't really care. She was just like, okay.
I could not fathom the difficulty I would have in explaining non-binary to my mother.
I think I realized I was straight when I saw Drew Barrymore in Charlie's Angels.
That's a bit late.
No,
Yeah.
actually, no. That was my first like crush, maybe.
Oh, she's so hot.
Pink
though.
Power Ranger.
Yeah.
No,
Like
I
the
didn't have
costumes
the
in
Pink
that?
Power Ranger.
Oh.
No, it was one of the Play School hosts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony
Okay.
Hazelhurst really did it for you.
I can't remember which one it was.
Jesus.
She had brown hair, but yeah, I was like, she seemed really soft and nice, and I was like, oh, I want to.
You're like,
I like a
oh,
big crush on
That
Nice.
speaks to something
Like,
really,
very
like,
kind.
like
You're
a really
just-
motherly vibe.
You're just
Yeah.
5. You're just 5 saying she could get it, and your dad gives you a beer.
And this
Like,
is how we
finally.
discovered Hastings' Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
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 Not
No, I
surprised.
know. I have an ex who looks a bit like my mum.
Do you?
I have an ex that looks like my dad, and I have some big regrets about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think like the good news about like I think what's good about me is I don't look like anyone's dad. No one has a dad that looks like me.
Not for
Yeah.
a generation or two, and then there'll be
No.
a time.
Oh,
of
they
watch
will.
stuff
They
in.
will come.
But eventually you'll
But
look
by then
like
I'll be an
that
old-
emo Tumblr dad
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Which will be a
Oh,
dark-
I'm pretty much already there. Yeah, I think that ship sailed, dude.
So here's the problem. I don't look like anyone's parents that I know of, but I have a mum voice now that has crept up on me as
Oh, yeah,
I've
I hear
gotten
that.
older.
Yeah, I
that
hear
vibe,
it.
It's usually when I'm speaking to the dogs or something like that, or sometimes my one of my partners, and I feel very bad because I'm like, oh my god, it's starting, this is it. Like the dogs are out. I'm like, Dale, you get inside this instant. Absolutely not.
Be nice to your sister.
Both my dogs are humping each other at the moment. It's really intense.
Yes.
Like they're both the
but
same.
also so funny.
But well, I got a new dog, and he is a boy dog, and my female dog Dale is like humping him as a power move. And then
Sick.
he occasionally tries to get his own back, but it doesn't really work out for him. He's too lanky.
Man, how hard is
That was one of the most joyous moments at a high school party we ever had. Was everyone knew that like the two golden retrievers, the dude who were having the party had, were both guys, and they just started fucking during the party. And like for some reason, everybody was just facing it when it happened, and just cheers went around. It was
Man.
beautiful.
Powerful moment.
Yeah.
That rules. Hey, I was hanging out with the dog last night. You left that out of the story when you told me about me getting burnt at the party.
Yeah, what's the... Also, a dog was next to you?
Yeah, what the fuck is the...
Does that make you
the
more
dog
relatable?
the dog was being really affectionate
dog
to
actually
me.
loved
The dog really
Hastings.
liked me and paid because I've like hung out with them a lot before.
So the dog stayed after everyone else turned their back on him.
Yeah.
The dog
But the dog
stayed.
also fell asleep while Hastings was talking. So,
He didn't care for the riffs.
he
But he
booed you.
stayed.
Bring on the Nashville. I don't know why it sounds like a ghost. I don't know.
Ooh.
I'm a dog. Ooh, a spooky, spooky dog.
Oh man, that got me, and it shouldn't have. Yeah, but it's good. It's
No,
good shit.
that's good shit, dog.
But yeah, great movie. I wish I watched it growing up. I feel like it would have helped me come to terms
Yeah, I
with things a
feel
lot
Yeah,
sooner.
that,
I feel like
right?
it would help me come to terms with.
Hastings got a boner watching this.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Do you just not have a snare drum here, or like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel like this would have been very helpful to you as a
Absolutely.
tone?
Because it like totally just treats it as like people not understanding what's going on and like it's okay and like I don't know, it helpfully puts it in like the oppressed thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like the hero gets to be gay.
So did you ever make out with any chicks at a conversion camp?
No, I didn't. But I gave my first blowjob in a church. So
Damn, that's sick.
it was pretty great.
Right. Why the church?
I was an altar server.
Yeah, nice.
I gave my first
So was-
blowjobs to the
What
church.
church was this?
The band.
Sorry, I was Catholic. I
was
know.
Catholic, and I went
Did
to a
they have-
Catholic
they had
school.
Women altar servers?
Yeah.
Maybe just because I went to a boys' school.
I-
They had that at my Catholic church thingy.
It's the one I went to on Sundays. There was only other boys. Weird. Anyway.
Yeah, look, in Port Macquarie, they just let anyone in.
Yeah, right.
Apparently. But like I didn't have much going for me in high school, so reading prayers and shit. And look how well this has all turned out. I'm
Yeah.
very Christian.
Hey, man, I grew up Catholic. Look at me now.
Have you done any
I'm already
Christian
in hell.
porn?
No, but my friend Kim has just done this amazing like production called Vows, and it's just like
Right.
priests and nuns kinky fucking, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I've watched some.
Really hot.
I've watched some clergy porn before. Not bad.
Sick.
Not bad. I think I
It's
mentioned on the
so
pod
great.
about how someone ate communion off a dude's.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very good.
Look, Catholicism was weird, all right?
So-
Yeah.
So I think one of the
Yeah,
one of the
that's weird. You
people
got to get into hentai.
involved
dude.
with writing this movie went on to write some of the L Word, and like
Oh, right.
Clea Duvall's character,
Yeah,
Graham,
right.
looks a lot like Shane.
Oh, yeah.
Except
Yeah.
Shane in the L Word had way better sex.
Yeah. Clea Duvall is so fucking hot. In this
Clea
movie.
Duvall was my root.
I would
Yeah,
love
that's
to.
I wish she was my root.
I was watching that being like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
extremely Andrew Hastings.
Yeah, she can eat my pussy. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, see, I was more on the like Natasha Lyonne vibe.
Yeah, that's not hot. Like she'd get it. Like I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I'm not made of stone. Like,
Yeah.
Russian doll, I was like,
Not
"Ooh,
without
baby."
a pill.
So redhead Natasha Lyonne, yeah, but the blonde cheerleader
Yeah.
thing, I just couldn't do it.
I think I've developed a thing for redheads.
oh yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
that was maybe too much.
What?
Just when I went, oh yeah, a little
Right.
too
I
enthusiastic.
spend-
Oh,
spend-
yeah, because you know part of where it comes from.
I spend
Yes,
95% of my
Jessica
time on sex worker Twitter. So it's just Twitter, but I follow a lot of sex workers, and a lot of them are redheads. And I only realized that this was a trend the other day. It was like 8 tweets in a row, all from different women, and I was like, oh.
I have a lot of fond redhead memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit us with them.
From your time,
None of them are funny. It's like, yeah, this one time I fucked a redhead.
Yeah, of course.
from your time as a wee bear in
Yeah.
Scotland.
If I fucked that redhead, the time I fucked that redhead, there was a time when I was a kid when my mum dyed of hair red.
Interesting.
It's all coming together.
I hate that that's real. I hate that she actually did do that.
I'm surprised you've never gone to the place Oedipus, more like eat a puss.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, it is right there.
Coming 2020. Andrew Hastings in the Oedipus complex.
Fuck! No one take that idea.
You should just get a shirt that says, yeah, I fuck. That'd be
Yeah.
so cool for a poster.
I got
Like-
that into a joke.
Like, I mean,
finally.
how much how much more embarrassing would it be than a wrestling shirt or a corn shirt to have a shirt that just says, yeah, I fuck?
What's so
Not
embarrassing
much.
about wearing a shirt for the New World Order, Jamie? They're going to take over. WCW's finished. Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X-Pac.
Someone stop him.
I wanted to
I'm
see.
distressed.
I wanted to see how long he could go with just complete silence.
I would have kept naming it. They had a lot.
At least an hour.
but my issue as well is I'm in my head going like, oh, you forgot this one, you fucking idiot.
Just going top to bottom.
Yeah.
Giant. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the third step was, what was it? It was
I can find the list.
it was your gender
Oh yeah,
getting
like
to
getting back to your.
gender roles
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So I'd weightlift for a bit and stuff.
Yeah.
But all the girls like wearing like corsets and shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hello, ladies. Yes.
Yeah, the whole idea of a gay conversion camp is undeniably erotic.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
That's also a very Andrew Hastings thing.
I mean, they put-
that's
they-
a good show title. Undeniably erotic.
I understand why at other camps separating the boys and the girls
Yeah.
is a good idea.
Yeah, but this
But I
one.
feel like here
Yeah.
that was a bit silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
all had boners that whole time.
That pink bedroom was something out of my fucking nightmares though. Like, I don't think anyone I understand now why they left
Yeah.
to have sex, because that no.
Yeah, that would drive me insane.
I wish they had cheerleaders when I played football,
they did.
but like for my team.
It's not really.
Like,
I had a couple of the girls in my grade were like Cronulla Sharks cheerleaders.
Is cheerleading a thing that people don't do that in high school though? Here,
No,
do
that's
they?
what I'm saying. I wish they did it in
Yeah.
high school so
yeah.
that I had cheerleaders. I could be like, I'm the star.
You would
second
never
rower.
have fucked a cheerleader in high
I
school.
could have fucked a cheerleader.
You would get nowhere.
I could have
close.
fucked
Yeah.
a cheerleader.
No.
Your best is to get someone to cheerlead a fantasy for you.
Yeah. Also, you would have been.
yeah.
You would have been on like. Yeah. You would
I've
have
done
been on.
cheerleader outfit.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course you have.
Yeah, I picked up a girl at a Halloween thing.
All right.
There's Leg Avenue Halloween
Yeah.
costumes.
You
You from the
definitely-
adult
Oh, yeah.
store.
No cheerleaders in
Good
high school
stuff.
for you. You would have been like on MySpace with from first to last lyrics, like
yeah.
just friend requesting people from like rural towns in New South Wales asking for nudes.
I feel like
Yeah.
when porn
Wish we
runs
could hang
out of
at the mall
ideas, it just
Love them all.
goes and gets a whole bunch of slutty Halloween costumes and then builds scenes around it.
Yeah,
Like if you've run
Just
out of
what could
things
they
to
get?
do, it's just someone goes shopping and they're like, all right, done. One of the first scenes I did was after I'd first done porn, and it was the first time I'd worked with a producer from overseas. I was put in a slutty Pocahontas outfit because I
You're
had
like,
long
oh,
black
no.
hair.
That feels racial.
Yeah. I look
I
back
feel like
on
I'm at
that
the Secret Garden
time
Festival.
and I felt uncomfortable. But the other thing, okay, so this is what got me. This
Yeah.
guy, and I think he was really proud of this. He used to, he's like, so when we get ready for the cum shot at the end,
Sure.
and it's gonna be a facial, he's like, he wanted you to open your mouth and like
Yeah.
beg for it, so to speak. So he's like, so what'll happen is we'll get there and I'll say beg like a birdie, and then you just open your mouth, and I'm like, wait, what? Excuse me.
Yeah.
You know
Big
how
like a
baby
bird.
birds in the nest with their I was like, sweet.
You'd be like
Did-
chirping like you
because the
fucking.
first thing, my first reaction was to just absolutely piss myself laughing, and
Yeah.
he was like apparently really proud of that.
Yeah.
Because when you
So I felt
when
And
you
you were
get,
dressed as
quite
Pocahontas?
awkward. Yeah,
when you get cum
paint
on
with
your
all the
face and
colours
mouth,
of the wig.
what you want to think about is a mother regurgitating into your mouth.
Yeah. So was the next scene like it was you like in a clan outfit? It was you
I was gonna say
in a
now
MAGA
full
hat.
on.
and
It was. They did this.
You in full
stupid- and then
blackface.
they
It was just
did-
adventures at Coachella. Just,
And then they did a schoolgirl. Like everyone did one stupid fucking outfit, and then a schoolgirl. They did two
Yeah.
scenes, and it was for a website called Pinup Land.
Sure.
But none of these costumes were pinup. They were like
Yeah.
shitty Halloween costumes. Like, yeah, we've got our costume supplier, and I'm like, yeah, sexy land. Like, calm down. It's all right. Chill out. But yeah,
Very
and
problematic.
yeah, it was not. I'm pretty sure it's been lost to the internet, and that's fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah. There's a lot of data out there.
Wayback Machine.
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think what if there was could you do a straight conversion camp? Is that a premise we can run with?
What, to make people gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, how would you make someone gay?
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what
we're trying to recruit them.
That's this podcast.
We turn kids gay.
No, I mean the gay
Yeah,
community.
yeah.
We're trying to convert.
Yeah.
Other
I mean, I
people.
just like going to all the bi-curious nights and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like
come to the dark
I like
side.
going to all the bi-curious nights and hooking up with all the chicks.
Yeah, dog.
So do I.
Yeah,
That's a hobby that
I
we
can't
share.
remember the last time I slept with a straight person.
Look, I'm not saying my success rate's probably higher than yours, but my success
Shut
rate's
up.
probably higher.
It's probably way higher.
I have so
Very
little I can be
confident.
proud of in my life.
Just let him have fucking.
There's only so much I have, Jamie.
Look, when you get paid for it, then we can talk.
I'd have to go to the gym. I can't.
have
So
to.
here's
I think I would.
POV.
last night. One of the main advertising sites for sex workers posted a photo of a guy calling himself sensual tradie,
Oh,
and it was literally a couple of a couple of photos from his phone, and like his bio, which for everyone else is like a full write-up, is like 32-year-old Flora or something. And then he only had most of us have rates for different times and stuff like that. He had like a half-hour rate, and the only way you could contact him was via email. Now, it costs me
half hours. I guess he can't guarantee 40 minutes. I mean, I couldn't guarantee 40 minutes.
I have a half-hour rate
No,
because
sure.
I get shit done.
Sure. But yeah, I'm saying that I would only offer a half-hour rate because I can't guarantee anything more than.
I mean,
4 minutes.
One of my good friends is a male escort, and he does a lot of you've just really got to have a wrist guard because he does a lot of deep G-spot stimulation.
Yeah, right. Sure.
And comes back.
A lot of neck pain.
That's RSI.
A lot of
yeah.
neck pain. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
my RSI comes from years of giving hand jobs.
Yeah.
But
What do
Mine
you
comes
do?
from
So,
hundreds of hours of Final
for a
Fantasy
ma-
X, just
for a-
stat maxing.
for a male
255,
escort,
all of them.
How do? Thanks, James. How do they navigate ejaculate, premature ejaculation? Not even premature, but just super long.
you sort of, I mean, you've got to just, it's a case in time management.
right. Okay.
I mean, most of the focus isn't on you as well. So, I mean, you're not going to necessarily be doing
That
as much P and V as you'd think.
I'm glad
but,
you call it P and V too.
But I know from Cameron's perspective, he's had times when maybe it's happened too soon or maybe it hasn't happened at all. And he's always been pretty apologetic. And he said, look, it doesn't always happen. And the most important thing is making sure that, the women he's with feel comfortable and it's not a reflection. But over time, I guess
He
you
goes
just
to the gym a
build
lot,
up.
right?
Yeah. He does.
No, I can't. I come real quick.
But some people, you'd be their fetish.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I
There's probably
guess.
a little beer belly
Specifically,
fetish.
I don't know how many women are looking for sort of the washed up emo look. I don't know how many guys are this guy was in a band. That's what I'm really
I
saying.
really need to show you some of these advertising websites because I think it will send your confidence
All right.
to a whole new
I could do it.
stratosphere.
Also, they're just the people skills. I don't have that.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Contribute, do everything by email.
Yeah, you'd be there going I fuck. They're like, I know, we're fucking right now.
That is
I'm
exactly
paying-
why
I'm
I'm
paying
here.
you
It's
to
what
fuck.
I'm paying for.
yeah.
Look, I don't
Not
know how we got
paying
onto
you to talk,
this.
Andrew.
Look, I don't know how we got to this. I had no whatever.
You said that you wanted to get into
I
it.
didn't say that. Wait, did I? I don't remember.
You implied that you wanted
All right,
to.
fair enough.
Okay, so one of the measures of being straight, can you fix a car?
No.
Because
No,
apparently.
I can't
You
drive.
can't
a car.
even drive a car.
Also, you should be able to play football
They could play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I played football for a long time.
in a mesh top.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that.
I mean, okay,
And
so
that's-
there we
it's going
go.
to sound a whole lot better to me right now.
Yeah. It sounds more fun now.
Sorted.
There's fashion involved.
Yeah.
I like to command a strong look.
And as
Say what
women,
you will, it's all deliberate, you know?
as women, we should be able to change a baby born.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a FYI, if you ever need a weapon and you don't have a baseball bat or something and you have a
baby.
baby born in your hand, the head of those things is hard as fuck. So you could literally concuss a fucker with it. I'm
Trying
not
to
even
imagine
kidding.
a scenario in which, but
I just want this to have take-home value,
not,
okay?
yeah, it's not helpful. Having that knowledge isn't doing me any harm.
I have almost never been more terrified than yesterday when I was being handed this baby, just hoping that I did not drop it.
Oh yeah,
It was.
that's got to
Very
be
scary.
no good, right? That's got to be scary. I couldn't
Yeah.
handle that. You wouldn't let me. Would you let me hold your baby?
Absolutely not.
When you Jamie,
wouldn't let you in the
might
same
have a
room as
baby,
it.
in the next few years. You wouldn't let me hold your baby
No.
if I was sober. If I didn't smoke weed that day.
No.
No.
Sitting down, I can't just even.
Maybe sitting down
Yeah, fair enough.
and me hovering over you.
Yeah. You
maybe.
could maybe put it next to you.
I'm going to be this thing's
Put, like,
godfather. I
big-
have to be able to
Like,
hold
for
it.
a
What
photo.
makes you think that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
What makes
the
you think
godfather.
Amy is going to go for that?
I am going to be Jamie's child's godfather.
What makes you think that?
Because I'm very spiritual.
Okay.
I have
You just
some
gave him a very
godchildren.
like, mum, like, okay. honey,
yeah,
look.
yeah. I have some godchildren. I have quite a few godchildren, and if there's some sort of natural disaster and they all require a parent at once, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big responsibility. I just
Yeah.
want you to keep that in mind.
You don't. That's not like how the law works. You can
Look,
say someone
it's
else
not.
can-
It's not. But if there's no one else available,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the implication, right? Like,
full,
Yeah, I
it
guess
falls
that's
to
true.
you.
That's a delightful comedy movie. The sex worker who becomes the godmother.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, it's just.
That'd make a great movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a lot of my friends and some of my family like outsource the birds and bees talk to me.
right, yeah.
So because they don't want to have it, they feel awkward about it. So I'm just like, right, here's what you need to know.
First thing, anal.
The
Right.
baby's got a rattle in its anal
Yeah.
beads. I'm writing this movie. It's
Like
great.
condoms, lube, everything. Like it's okay.
What you know how doing a wee is number one and doing a poo is a number two?
We've done this before.
Jesus Christ.
We've done this before.
no,
yeah.
I have a new take on it.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. What if we started calling penetrative vaginal sex a -1 and anal sex a -2?
Why?
Because it's like the opposite of piss and shit.
You think having vaginal sex is the opposite
and
of
you
pissing?
want to hold his baby.
But what? It's like, why are they polar opposites?
Because
Yeah.
one's something going out at the.
Oh, okay. I
and
see where
one's
you're
going
coming
in.
from.
I mean, if that didn't catch
I know
on,
they're different holes, by the way. Don't write in. I know they're different holes.
If that didn't
He
catch
does not.
on, someone's going to be sitting having a conversation saying, I was having a -1 with Hastings. And people are going to be like, well,
I've usually had a few -10s with these things.
Hey, it's a solid -6.
Alright, that'll
Man,
probably do it.
how good it feel to riff?
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Man, it's like oxygen, right?
Oh, God.
All right, that'll probably do it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Lucy, do you have anything
Easy.
you want to plug?
just follow me on Twitter. I do exist, even though they're trying to shadow ban me at
Really?
the Lucie,
Oh, yeah,
Lucie BEE. There will be quality nudes and other shenanigans.
Hastings is getting out that follow button
I
right now.
already follow
You already
God.
follow me.
I
He said he-
And it took you a while,
He's
and
setting
I
up
was
a bunch
insulted,
of he's setting
and
up
like,
alt accounts to do it as well.
I've followed for a while.
Yeah, man. All right.
yes, you have. You win. Rose win.
Come on, everyone get off my fucking back here.
Come to Powerbomb Comedy every Friday.
Come to
It's
UTS
good.
Comedy on Tuesday if you're around.
Yeah, every
Or
Tuesday.
on the third Tuesday of every month, come to Comedy at Papagetti.
Just
You
get
could
up.
do both.
Yeah. You could do a
You,
quick
you
spot.
actually could.
You
Yeah.
could do like a quick 5. If you ask Rose, she'll let you go on early. Like
This
if you
is
just
not-
don't afford
this
the
isn't
sign up.
accurate.
Yeah.
This
If you
is not how
also
it
if you
works.
get
Yeah.
booked at Papagetti's, feel
Yeah.
free to come do UTS
It's-
first. Rose will accommodate you.
But
as you
also,
run the lineup.
genuinely, please
Yeah.
do come because the last show numbers were very low.
It's Bell at 3, Light at 4.
This is
And yeah,
not what it is.
if you smooth, if you know. Anyway, it's done.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have anything else left to plug. I guess follow us on all the social stuff. Oh yeah, email us at we8it69@gmail.com. I believe
Yes.
someone requested this movie through our email like a long time
Did
ago.
they?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
dude.
pretty sure.
Yeah, they did. I remember who it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
Yvette?
No, it was
No,
not.
no,
Though,
no.
yeah, that's the thing. Yvette, this is like Yvette's favorite movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was actually extremely like she was basically yelling at me that like she wasn't the guest.
Yeah, she wanted to
for
be the
this
guest, and I was
episode.
like, "You hate that I even have a podcast."
Yeah.
That was
Intense.
basically what I said.
Yeah. She wants me to quit. Like,
Yeah.
all right, let's do it.
Yeah, so at the end of every episode, we say to the next ep, and then Hastings does a little improvisational thing that's bad.
You gotta-
Shit.
And they've been getting increasingly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
To the next step.
To the next step.
To the next step.
I'm Sinead. I like pain, and I'm a homosexual. Sinead was fucking hot. You guys should have. I was right into that.
Oh, you should have just left it.